Today we're diving into the top 5 Android phones of 2025, giving you a clear, no-nonsense look at new features, options, and what each one does best. First up is the Motorola Razer Ultra 2025, and this throwback design is easily one of the most exciting foldables on the market right now. This phone is all about the experience. Closed, you're greeted with a large, vibrant external display that's actually usable for more than just notifications. You can reply to texts, navigate with maps, control your music, and even access a limited version of full apps, all without unfolding the device. Once you do open it, the transformation feels seamless. The inner display is stunning, bright, fluid, and nearly crease-free thanks to a redesigned hinge mechanism. Watching videos or browsing feels just as immersive as on a traditional slab phone, but you're getting that added wow factor of a futuristic design. But it's not just about looks. Motorola has finally nailed the balance of power and portability here. It's running the latest Snapdragon chipsets paired with 16 gigabytes of memory, so performance is snappy even with heavy multitasking. And they've improved the thermal management too, right? Meaning it stays cool under pressure. Battery life has also taken a leap forward since the last model, and the wireless charging capability is a nice option. As for the cameras, this is the best setup we've seen on a Razer yet. There's a triple camera system with a primary 50 megapixel sensor that holds its own even in low light. Motorola still isn't quite leading the pack in computational photography, but it's more than capable for everyday shooting, especially if you enjoy taking shots from unique angles with the phone half folded in tripod mode. One of the most surprising upgrades is the build quality. The hinge feels rock solid, and Motorola's offering some seriously premium finishes, including a brushed metal chassis and even a soft touch Alcantara option for those who want something a little different. The Razer Ultra is still a niche device. It's not for everyone, but if you value design, portability, and having something that just feels different from the sea of rectangles out there, this is a foldable that finally gets the fundamentals right without feeling like a compromise. Now let's talk about a phone that takes a very different approach from the rest, the Sony Xperia 1 VI. While most manufacturers are chasing rounded edges and AI trickery, Sony has stuck to its guns. And for a certain type of user, that's a very good thing. The Xperia 1 VI is unapologetically made for creators, media purists, and people who still want control over their device, rather than just convenience. Physically, it's tall, narrow, and unmistakably Sony. You're looking at a sharp, minimalist design with squared off edges, a matte finish, and yes, a headphone jack. It's rare in flagships these days, but Sony keeps it because their audience still demands the highest quality wired audio, and with support for high-resolution audio formats and top-tier DACs, this phone doubles as a genuine portable music player for audiophiles. The display is another standout. Sony moved from a 4K panel to a slightly more power-efficient 2K one this year, but it's still a beautiful, ultra-sharp OLED with perfect color calibration. The 21:9 aspect ratio makes it refreshing for watching movies in their native format without the annoying black bars we've grown used to. It's also one of the few phones that gives you manual control over things like white balance and motion blur, which might not matter to everyone, but if you care about image fidelity, it's fantastic. When it comes to cameras, the Xperia 1 VI isn't trying to out-software Google or Samsung, it's giving you tools. Real tools. You get a triple lens setup with full manual controls across photography and video, including adjustable shutter speed, ISO, focus peaking, and zebras, all baked into Sony's native pro camera apps. And for the first time, Sony's introduced an adjustable telephoto lens that mechanically shifts between focal lengths, giving you true optical zoom between 85 and 170 millimeters. If you're someone who shoots content for a living, whether it's photo, video, or even live streaming, the Xperia 1 VI gives you granular control that no other smartphone really offers. And it integrates beautifully with Sony's alpha cameras, letting you use the phone as a second monitor or even a direct upload device in the field. In short, if you're a pro, a power user, or just someone who appreciates craftsmanship and control over your tools, this is one of the most purpose-built Android phones out there. The Google Pixel 9 Pro is a reliable phone that doesn't shout for your attention with flashy hardware, but quietly impresses with thoughtful design and some of the smartest software in any smartphone today. Right out of the box, the Pixel 9 Pro feels premium. Google has refined the design yet again. This year, you're getting a slightly smaller and more ergonomic frame with curved edges smoothed out into a flat display that makes it easier to handle and type on. The Pixel 9 Pro runs Android 15 straight from Google, meaning no bloatware, no unnecessary skins, and instant access to new features and updates. And this year's update to the Pixel's AI tools brings even more smart functionality into the camera, the assistant, and even how you manage your notifications. Speaking of the camera, this is where the Pixel 9 Pro still leads. You're working with a triple camera system here, anchored by a 50 megapixel main sensor that captures stunning detail and dynamic range. But the real magic is in the processing. Google's image pipeline handles color, contrast, and sharpness with a cinematic polish that makes even quick snapshots look intentional. Performance-wise, it's not trying to be a gaming beast, but the custom Tensor G4 chip holds up well for everyday use. The Pixel 9 Pro isn't trying to do everything, but what it does exceptionally well. If you're someone who values ease of use, best-in-class photography, and the kind of smart features that actually make a difference in day-to-day life, this might be your perfect Android phone. Next up is the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, the heavyweight champion of the Android world. If you want the biggest, most feature-packed phone money can buy, this is probably it. The Galaxy S25 Ultra is Samsung at full throttle. Everything about it feels maxed out. The display, the camera system, the battery. It's a 6.9-inch screen with vivid colors, razor-sharp detail, and of course, there's the S Pen. If you've never used it, you might think it comes off as a gimmick, but it's really a surprisingly useful productivity tool built seamlessly into the phone. Whether you're signing documents, sketching ideas, taking notes with autoconvert handwriting, or even using it as a remote shutter for the camera, the S Pen actually gives this phone a unique edge compared to the other flagships. Speaking of cameras, while this year's Ultra continues the megapixel madness with a 200 megapixel main sensor, but the improvements go beyond the headline number. Samsung's computational photography has been refined, especially in the areas of low light performance and color accuracy, which was sometimes a weak point in the past. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 chip, paired with up to 16 gigabytes of memory, breeze through demanding tasks like 4K video editing, console quality gaming, and heavy multitasking without a hiccup. Battery life has also taken a step forward. Samsung has slightly increased the battery size this year and paired it with better power management. You'll get well over a full day of use, even with heavy screen time. And fast charging, both wired and wireless, makes top-ups quick and painless. The S25 Ultra is expensive, no doubt, but if you're someone who wants the absolute most out of their phone, whether that's for productivity, creativity, or just sheer screen real estate, this is the device that tries to do everything, and remarkably succeeds at most of it. And we'll wrap this up with the surprisingly capable OnePlus 13, a phone that proves you don't need to spend top dollar to get a flagship tier experience in 2025. OnePlus has always positioned itself as the brand that punches above its weight. And with the OnePlus 13, they've refined that philosophy into something genuinely impressive. This isn't a phone that just competes on price. It competes on feel, performance, and battery life, and often beats devices that cost a few $100s more. First off, the design. The OnePlus 13 looks and feels like a premium device. Clean lines, thin bezels, and a distinct curved chassis that feels solid without being bulky. What sets it apart this year is the new microfiber back texture, which gives the phone a soft, almost suede-like finish that's grippy, comfortable, and a lot more unique than your typical glass slab. With the latest Snapdragon chipset and up to 16 gigabytes of memory, everything feels snappy. It's also cooled extremely well, so you don't get performance throttling even during extended sessions. Cameras have always been the one area where OnePlus lagged behind the very best, but that gap is closing fast. The triple camera system, tuned once again in partnership with Hasselblad, captures well-balanced, natural-looking shots with accurate color and great dynamic range. Even the low-light results have been noticeably improved over last year. You're not quite at Pixel or Samsung Ultra levels, but you're close enough that most people honestly won't be able to notice much of a difference. The OnePlus 13 is also surprisingly rugged. It holds both IP68 and IP69 certifications, meaning it's not just water and dust resistant, it's tough enough to handle more extreme conditions than most flagships would dare. This makes it a solid option for anyone who wants durability without sacrificing aesthetics. If you want the best balance of power, battery, speed, and design without maxing out your credit card, the OnePlus 13 might be the smartest buy of the year. No matter which one you choose, 2025 is a fantastic year to upgrade, and you're not going to be disappointed. Thanks for watching, and if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which phone you're leaning toward.